All you're going to hear now, at least from the Conservatives, is how Mark Carney completely screwed up. Oh, breaking news, folks.
Oh, Reuters is reporting. Trump says all trade talks with Canada are terminated.
Ho, ho, ho.
Okay, we're going to throw it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, stand by.
Let's take a quick look, folks. Breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, trade talks are terminated with Canada. Washington, U.S. President Donald Trump said on Thursday that all trade talks with Canada were terminated following what he called a fraudulent advertisement in which former President Ronald Reagan spoke negatively about tariffs. Quote, based on their egregious behavior, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated, end quote, Trump wrote on Truth Social. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said earlier this week that the ad with anti-tariff messaging had caught Trump's attention. The ad showed Reagan, a Republican, criticizing tariffs on foreign goods while saying they caused job losses and trade wars. Quote, I heard that the president heard our ad. I'm sure he wasn't too happy, end quote, Ford said on Tuesday. Trump has used tariffs as leverage on many countries around the world. His trade war has increased U.S. tariffs to their highest levels since the 1930s, and he has regularly threatened more duties, sparking concerns among businesses and economists. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney told reporters on Thursday that Canada will not allow unfair U.S. access to its markets if talks on various trade deals with Washington fail. Okay. Trump imposed tariffs on Canadian steel, aluminum, and autos earlier this year, prompting Ottawa to respond in kind. Hey, Reuters, what about the other part of that, where he actually took the tariffs off? But, let's not talk about that. The two sides have been in talks for weeks on a potential deal for the steel and aluminum sectors. Next year, U.S., Canada, and Mexico are due to review their 2020 Continental Free Trade Agreement. And there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
The Pierre Poilievre fiasco is about to be over.
Oh, good, because I'm tired of hearing about it.
All you're going to hear now, at least from the Conservatives, is how Mark Carney completely screwed up.
Well, it sounds like Doug Ford was the one who screwed up.
That's okay. He's going to blame Mark Carney.
Well, and this is why when people back in the spring were like, why did you decline your ballot? Why didn't you vote for Ford? Right there. Stupid stuff like that right there.
And I'm sure like the whole Ontario Conservative caucus is just like,
yeah.
It's like that Homer meme where he's like slinking back into the hedge. Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. Way to go.
Like, imagine if other countries, and maybe they are, maybe I'm being naive, but imagine if other countries were running political ads in Canada to try and influence Canadians.
That's foreign interference, is it not?
It's a way of foreign interference, but that's what the Liberals have been doing. They've actually been paying for ad space down south.
Oh, it's in the States. I thought it was up here that they're trying to tell Canadians, like, oh, your job losses are due to the Americans.
No, the Liberals have actually taken out ads down in the States.
Oh.
I don't know if Ford did that in this case, but I know the Liberals have. Because they're trying to influence the American voters to try and influence Donald Trump.
Wow.
So very, very interesting, folks. And this is not going to go well for Mark Carney at all. Now, the problem is what Mark Carney may try to do, be like, well, I was doing everything right. The Conservative screwed everything up.
Possible. But
you were buddy-buddy with Doug Ford. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know if Canadians will buy it, especially those of us in Ontario that don't like Doug Ford.
Remember, because all we were told is... this is morphing into a new show.
Yeah, it is.
But all we were told is they had this fireside chat. Remember that?
Yep.
They had this coming
together moment.
Coming together of kumbaya around the cottage, and that they bonded, and that they were great guys, and all of this stuff.
Deerhurst, which is pretty expensive.
So This is crazy, folks.
This
The
is
guy who is
crazy.
going to handle Donald Trump has just had all negotiations terminated. We are living in Clown Town.
I think we've been living there for a while, dear.
King Clown Carney is
Yeah.
that we have. So you want to talk about screw ups? How's that for a screw up?
Egregious.
You know, how's that for you're not in lockstep with all the premiers? Remember how he was crowing about how he united all the premiers and Team Canada and yada, yada, yada? What happened, Mark Carney?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
What happened? Yeah, Pepperidge Farm. So, we were like seconds away from ending the show, and here we go. But I think this is gonna blow up. And right before the budget, ooh,
This is bad.
this is not good timing for Mark Carney, folks.
No.
Not good timing at all. At all. Because we were actually told that they may actually have a deal coming within the next couple of weeks.
That's right.
So whatever deal that was, that's off the table now, folks. And I have a feeling that because of that, now there's going to be no deal until Kuzma. And that's
what, fall of 2026?
well, they're going to start talking about next year. But guess what? Nothing's going to be done before the spring session starts. And we all know what we're going to expect to happen in the spring session.
A general election.
Especially if the polls really start flipping away from Mark Carney, because it's been demonstrated he can't get anything done.
Well, and that's it. All these people were like, well, I think that Carney could handle Trump better than the conservatives can. Well, he can't, can he? And the proof is in the pudding.
And guess what? You want to be the leader of the country? Yeah, you have to wear the accountability. You have to be accountable for this.
Right.
So,
it's got to be Carney going down to Washington and apologizing.
and guess what? Going to have to give up more.
Mm-hmm.
He's given up all this stuff and got nothing in return. It was your idea to bring all the premiers together. It was your idea to tell everybody that, look at my success. I've united the premiers. Welcome to politics, Mr. Carney. You think that's going to last? And remember, all of us said that. It wasn't just Tanya and I. All of you said that too.
Yeah.
And within like a week, off they go, because they all have their own agendas. And then he's trying to say, oh, we're going to get this deal. We're going to get this deal, and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And, they're going to try and demonize Trump again. Oh, it's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault I can't get anything done. No. No. You said you could handle him. You said he wants to own us, and that's not going to happen because you're the guy that knows how he works, and you've worked with him, and you know how to negotiate him. Sorry, buddy. No, you don't get to pull a mulligan on this. You were the mulligan.
You were the mulligan.
He was the mulligan on Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
Remember we
It's
said
true.
the Liberal Party gets one mulligan, one do-over, and that was Mark Carney.
And this is exactly what happened in Ontario, where they had a premier that everybody did not like after a while, and his name was Dalton McGuinty, and then they brought in another Liberal, Kathleen Wynne. They won with the majority, and as soon as the election came around, the Liberals lost party status.
So, holy moly, folks, what a breaking story. This has changed the whole landscape of this fall election. And now this fall session. That's what I meant. Got election on the brain. This fall session. And this is now going to be the bottom of the cake on which Carney's $100 billion deficit is smacked right on top of. And it's going to be a sour cake, to say the least.